Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to be going over the best Noivern build for raids in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. First off, we're going to go over where to actually get Noivern, so I'll show you that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right here on the map to Fury Falls and then climb up the wall to get to here. So I'm going to go there right now, and then we're going to turn around and climb this wall right here. Once you get to the top, you'll find this bit of grass and a tree. You just want to follow this path until we find one. So you can even catch a Noibat or a Noivern. There's a Noibat right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to encounter it, and then we're just going to catch it. It evolves at level 48, so you just have to level it up once, more than likely. But you want to make sure it's a Dragon-type Tera, because that's the Tera we're going to want, because we're going to be running the Dragon-type build. So now that we've caught our Noibat, we're going to head onto the actual build. Now, so like I said, you're going to want your Dragon-type Tera, and we're going to want the item choice specs. What this item does is it increases your special attack by 50%, but you're only allowed to use one attack unless you faint, and then you can choose a different attack, obviously. But we're just going to use one move and do a hell of a lot of damage. Now, this is only bad when the other Pokemon has something like Disable or Cursed Body, or it has a move like Torment, because then you will be forced to struggle. In every other scenario, it's great. And it's especially great for Noivern, because we don't have too many special attacking setup moves. A Noivern special attack is better than its attack. So I'm going to show you where to get the choice specs right now. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to fly over to Messagoza West. So when we get to the Pokemon Center at Messagoza West, we're going to be coming this way and then turning left through this archway. Once you get to the middle of this battleground, turn right, and we're going to keep going until we reach some stairs, and we're going to be going to the bottom of the stairs. When you get to the bottom, turn left, and then we're going to follow this road until we reach the Delibird shop, which is right here. Go inside there, and then you want to click on battle items, and then you want to scroll down until you see the choice items. They're all 100,000, quite expensive, but it's going to be worth it. They increase your damage by a lot. So you're going to be buying the choice specs. Like I said before, this increases your special attack by 50% in exchange for only being able to use one move. I want you to pop that on your Noivern. After you've done that, we're going to need a Modest Mint. So if your Noivern isn't a modest nature, follow me. So we're going to be going back to where we came from. So I want you to go back up these stairs, and then you're going to keep going forward, and instead of going left back towards the Pokemon Center, turn right, and there will be a shop right here. It's the Chansey Supply Shop. Has a Chansey on the front of it. It's black and green. And then you're going to be clicking I'd like to buy, and then you want to scroll down to the light blue mints. These all increase your special attack. We're going to be getting the Modest Mint. It increases our special attack, decreases our attack. We're not going to be using any attack on this build. Now, I have tested a physical attacking build with Dragon Dance, but this one seemed to work better and get them raids done quicker. Now, the ability you're going to need is Infiltrator. What this does is it makes it so the Pokemon's moves are unaffected by the target's barriers, substitutes, and all that stuff. So say if they was to use Light Screen, it would screw you over quite a lot. It ignores that. Now, when you catch your Noivern or Noibat, if it was to have the ability Frisk when you evolve it, all you have to do to change that, if you've already leveled up your Pokemon, then you can just visit this shop right here, the Chansey Supply Shop that we've just been in, and you can actually buy ability capsules for 100,000 each. It's a bit expensive, but if you've already leveled up your Pokemon, then it's worth doing, because then you don't have to farm for XP again. So you're going to want your EVs to go into special attack and HP. If you don't know where to get the EV items, you can just go back in the Chansey Supply Shop, and then they will sell all the items that you will need to get our HP up. We will need 26 HP ups because they go up by 10 every time, and you're after 252. So this will cost you 260,000. And then you will need 26 calciums as well. These increase your special attack by 10 per calcium. So it will cost you 520,000 in total. And if you really want to, you can put the extra points into either defense or special defense. Now, you're going to want to make sure you have max IVs in everything except your attack as well. So you're going to need a maximum of 5 bottle caps. If you don't know how to check your IVs, click on your menu, go into your boxes, and when you're hovering over your Pokemon on the right hand side, you will see all your stats. Just click the plus button on your controller and it brings you to your IVs. If it says best or hyper trained, then those are your max IVs. As you can see, I've hyper trained 5 of my IVs and just left my attack because that would be a waste of money. You will need bottle caps to hyper train your Pokemon, and to get these you can come to any Delibird shop, and then you'll click on general goods, and the first item will be a bottle cap. They'll cost you 20,000 each. So you'll need to buy a maximum of 5 bottle caps, which will cost you 100,000. Once you get all the bottle caps that you need, you just have to fly over to Montenevera. Once you're at Montenevera, just go forward until you see the guy with the Abomasnow. Speak to him. He will will hyper train your Pokemon. And then you just want to click on your Noivern and then click bottle caps. And then you will be clicking your HP, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. And then you will click start the training to get your Pokemon to the best it can be. So the moveset is Dragon Pulse, Boom Burst, Air Slash, and Roost. Now realistically, Dragon Pulse is the only move we're going to be using because of our item, which is Choice Specs. It's a really nice 50% boost, so that Dragon Pulse being the only move we can learn will actually be quite good. We'll be able to take raids out quite fast without needing to set up. But if you do want to go a different route, and let's say you use Metronome or Life Orb or something along those lines, so Dragon Pulse would be your main move for all your damage. Boom Burst would be an alternative move. It does quite a lot of damage, 140 power. Your second stab move would be Air Slash. It does quite a lot of damage. You get a stab on it, and it can make the target flinch. And then you would have your fourth move, which is Roost, and this increases your HP by 50%. Now, thankfully, all four of these moves, you don't really have to do anything to get them. Just get your Noivern to level 100, and it will be able to remember all four of these moves. They're just level up moves. So when you get your Noivern to level 100 and do all these things in the build, you are pretty much good to go. So now that we've gone over the build, let's get into some raids. So we found our first 5-star raid. It's a Dragon type Magnezone. Let's see how it goes. So you know how it goes. We're going to start off by using Dragon Pulse. That'll do a bit of damage. Magnezone starts off by using Thunderbolt. We're going to use Dragon Pulse again. As you can see, it actually does a decent amount of damage, even though we're not terrestrialized yet. It steals some of our Terra charge, which is not good. We're going to use Dragon Pulse again. So now it's under half health already, and the raid's pretty much only just started, as you can see by the timer. And now its shield goes up. Now, the thing I love about raids like this is that you get your terrestrialized so quick into the raid, which is why I love when we can use a choice build. So we do use Dragon Pulse again, do a bit of chip damage trying to get our terrestrialized, and then it uses Thunder Wave, which is unfortunate. We're going to heal up here to get rid of that paralysis, because I want to terrestrialize and just deal a ton of damage. So it heals us to full health. We wasn't missing much, and it gets rid of the paralysis. It uses Thunderbolt again. Hopefully it doesn't paralyze us. It doesn't, but then it uses electric terrain, so its Thunderbolts will do a lot of damage now. But now we can terrestrialize into a dragon type, and we will be resistant to the actual thunder types, electric types, sorry. So we use Dragon Pulse after we terrestrialize. It does a ton of damage. He nullifies stats, doesn't matter, but then he uses Thunder Wave. So we are paralyzed here. We've only got a 30% chance of actually being paralyzed and not being able to move though, so we're willing to take that chance. And we're going to use Dragon Pulse again. We do hit, and we take off almost all of its health and break its shield. It uses Flash Cannon because Thunderbolt's not going to do that much damage now. We can't move on the next turn, unfortunately. We can't move on the turn after that, which is very unlucky, twice in a row. It uses Tri Attack. And then the Magnezone just goes down from the little bits of damage it was taking off the AI, and we complete the raid. So that's the first raid over with. Let's move on to the second raid. So we found our second 5-star raid. It's a Dragon type Hariyama. Let's see how this one goes. So we have got a Staraptor on the team, so that will reduce his attack, which is nice. And we're going to start off with a Dragon Pulse. See how much damage it does. So it does a bit of damage to him. He's going to use Brick Break. It's not going to do that much. We are a flying type and he is a fighting type. So we're just going to keep drilling him with the Dragon Pulses. It does a lot of damage, as you can see, considering we've not set up or anything. This is because of our item. It's a really good item to use. It has used Taunt, which is no problem. We're going to be using attacking moves anyway. So now we're going to use another Dragon Pulse that should put it below half. So it's put it just about half, pretty much exactly. It gets a critical hit Brick Break on us, which is no problem, and its shield goes up. It removes negative effects from itself, so that attack decrease from the Staraptor will have gone now, but the Staraptor uses Feather Dance, so that kind of evens it out. We're going to terrestrialize now and use Dragon Pulse. Now that we've terrestrialized, its Brick Break will be neutral, but it's a trade-off that's very much worth it. Now that we've terrestrialized, we're going to use Dragon Pulse. I expect this to do at least half of the shield. So it does over half of the shield. Next turn, we can break that shield. So it does use Bulk Up here to increase its attack and defense, and then uses Brick Break, which does a bit of damage. We are a special attacker, so this doesn't affect us, but even if it did, we have our ability, Infiltrator, so it wouldn't even matter. So we use one more Dragon Pulse to break that shield, and then it nullifies everything on our side, and then it uses Heavy Slam, taking us to just below a third of our health. We're going to use Dragon Pulse again. Let's see how much damage this does. Hopefully it does finish it off now that its shield's gone. Let's see. So it almost finishes the Hariyama off, but then the Staraptor gets the finishing hit and takes the tiny bit of health it had left off, and we finished the Hariyama off no problem. We had plenty of time remaining, and that's the second raid done. Now we're going to get onto the third raid. So for our third raid, we have a Dragon type 5-star Dragonite. This will be a really big challenge for us. I did find another 5-star Hariyama, but I didn't think you'd want to see that one because it's just the same raid twice in a row. So let's see if we can do this one. Now Dragonite is pretty dangerous, so this is going to be interesting. Let's begin. Now if this Dragonite starts off with Outrage, then we're in really big trouble. Thankfully, we have an Arcanine on the team which has Intimidate. It has Inner Focus though, so that doesn't affect it. Now we're going to start off with a defensive Hang Tough Cheer. This will raise our defense and special defense. It uses Aerial Ace on its first turn, and we're going to use a Dragon Pulse on our second turn after it uses Extreme Speed. Let's see how much it does. Okay, so it's not doing too much damage. Dragonite is quite bulky. It steals some of our Terra Charge, which is really not good. We need to Terrestrialize as quick as possible here. So we use Dragon Pulse again, just doing chip damage at the minute. It uses Aerial Ace again, and then its shield goes up. It's on just over half health at the minute. So then it uses Safeguard. Now we're going to use Dragon Pulse again, do some damage to that shield. It's not doing much damage to the shield though until we can Terrestrialize. It uses Aerial Ace. We're going to use Dragon Pulse again. We can't Terrestrialize yet because it stole some charge. And then it uses Dragon Rush, but it does miss. Then it removes negative effects from itself. Now we're not going to Terrestrialize yet. I'm going to wait and see if it uses Dragon Rush again. It doesn't. Right, it does get a critical hit with its Aerial Ace though, and then uses Dragon Dance. That's going to be quite a big problem. Then it uses Extreme Speed, nearly taking us out. We're going to use Dragon Pulse again. Now its next attack will take us out. Oh, it doesn't use Extreme Speed, so we get to attack it again. It uses Aerial Ace and takes us out. Now, we will lose some time here. I expected this to be a hard raid because of the Dragonite. Very strong Pokemon, amazing stats, and we are weak to it as well. Now we're going to Terrestrialize and use Dragon Pulse, see how much damage we can do. So I know it's going to take off the shield at least. Now, its biggest move that we have to be scared of is Dragon Rush that I've seen it use so far. It did miss the Dragon Rush. Right, so we use Dragon Pulse. Let's see how much we do. So we do quite a bit of damage, and we take off that shield. So it uses Hurricane, and it misses because it's only 70% accuracy. And then it uses Rain Dance because it's getting low on health. I think that was just an automated move. So now it can't miss any Hurricanes if it uses it. We're going to use Dragon Pulse. Hopefully we can finish here, and we do finish off the Dragonite. Now we might have been able to finish off the Dragonite earlier, but I didn't want to risk it using Dragon Rush after we only get to attack once, and then its shield not breaking. But we did complete the Dragonite raid, which was a difficult raid for us, so I'm happy with that. Noivern's doing very well in raids, and I can't wait to use it in more raids in the future. So I'd say that was a really fun build to make and very strong in raids. If you want to see another fun build to make, then check out the Chi-Yu build on screen right now. It's amazing, very high damage, and I'll catch you on the next one.